Hello everyone, how is it going? Welcome back to another video. All right, guys. So in today's video, we are going to take a look at the complete build guide for Batman Ninja Catwoman. Now, I have made videos on this topic before. I think I made videos on King of Atlantis Aquaman, Harley Quinn, Heartbreaker Harley Quinn, Flash, and Batwoman the Drowned. And I think I should make a few more videos, especially for damage dealers and support characters so that people know that how exactly to use this particular character or whatever they want to use. So before we get into that, I just wanted to let you know that if you're new to the channel and if you're watching this video for the first time, I would like to ask you to please hit the subscribe button and click on the bell notification for further updates on videos just like this. All right, guys. The first thing that I wanted to let you know that what exactly will this video cover. So this video will have the best artifacts to use on Batman Ninja Catwoman, the best teammates for Batman Ninja Catwoman. Then we're going to talk about which stats do you need for this character, and we'll talk about the passives and stuff, and the specials, how exactly to use them, and the gameplay as well. I mean, we're not exactly going to play, but I'm going to show you guys how exactly the gameplay should be. We're not going to play. All right, guys. So before we talk about anything else, let's jump straight away into the passives, which is probably the most important part of any character in this game. All right, guys. So this is passive number one, 50% chance for opponents to miss against Batman Ninja team for 12 seconds. So this is a blind effect, but this only gives you 50% chance for the opponents to miss. Unlike the other blinds, like when we blind an opponent when we are using a artifact, this artifact is a Thanos puppet, which is already equipped over here. Then there are chance. Then the opponent is completely blind, 100%. But over here, it is not like that. It gives you 50% chance for opponents to miss, which means 50% chance that the opponents will miss on the basic or swipe or special attacks. And it's only for Batman Ninja teammates. That is also one thing for 12 seconds. Now, 9 lives, 9 seconds for immortality, which helps very much when we are playing in the arena and Champions Arena. Not so much helpful in the solo raids, I have to say that. So when in low health, Batman Ninja teammates, not just Batman Ninja Catwoman, but she should be there in the team. Okay, that is one thing that you need to remember. Batman Ninja teammates temporarily become immortal, which prevents them from being knocked out for 9 seconds, which goes if the health goes below 15%. So this again is another good passive which comes in handy mostly in the arena and not so much in the raids. All right, guys, 60% of power cost gained as power bars. Whenever Batman Ninja teammate successfully blocks the whole special, they gain part of its power cost. Additionally, if block is performed by Catwoman, a special 3 is triggered for no cost. All right, guys. Now, this special 3 triggered at no cost can be really helpful in Arena and Champions Arena, and even in the raids. And even in the raids, because any extra special attack that you're going to do on the opponent will deal additional damage. That is one thing. But there are times when this can be a bit annoying because you're trying to do a special attack, not a special 3, but a special 2, and then suddenly the opponent does a special attack which you block, and suddenly a special 3 comes out of nowhere. So this may be a bit irritating, but yeah, there are times when it can save your life, especially in Arena and Champions Arena. All right, guys, let's jump into the specials. 158.75% attack plus damage to the blinded opponents. All right, this is pretty simple to know or and understand. Now, this is also an important special because it heals us, it heals our character, and it also gives damage over time to the opponent for 38 seconds, as you can see. And this is the damage number for damage over time, and this is the damage number for the special. And basically, healing is important in Arena and Champions Arena, but mostly if you're playing in the raids, healing will help you. But there are times when you might need DOT more than this particular thing. But the more you apply DOT on your opponent, the more you will heal. But considering that that DOT should be applied from a special too, not anything else. That is one thing to remember. All right, Catwoman calls for an assist from a favorite feline, which is a cat, obviously healing herself based on the amount of damage over time she deals. All right, now special three. Special three is power minus 85% power generation. So the power generation for the opponent becomes very slow. Plus, we get plus 53% a lethal attack chance to Catwoman for 14.8 seconds. So that is nice. That is definitely nice because the more lethal attack we get, the more power we are going to generate as Batman and Catwoman, and the more specials we are going to do. So this is how she does the special. She pulls in her opponent, takes a closer look. Okay, temporarily decreasing their power generation while she gains increased lethal attack chance. All right, guys. So these were the specials. Now the super move. Super move gives 50% damage for the duration of the entire battle. This is also important. So what you do is you do a special super move right in the beginning of the battle, and then you go ahead in the fight. All right, guys. Now let's take a look at the stats. What stats do we need? What should be maxed out over here, and what should not be maxed out? All right, CAD should be maxed out. Critical attack chance should be maxed out. Lethal attack chance, again, should be maxed out. Fast attack chance should be maxed out. No need to add any defense. No need to add any blocking. No resistance is required. Okay, now these things that you are seeing over here are from the fourth gear slot. Okay, now we usually had three before, but after the recent update, we are getting four gear effects. Now, this is because of that fourth gear effect, okay, which is very hard to find those epic reforges to reroll those. So that's why this is over here. And then I think if you have already maxed these out, then what you need to do is in the fourth gear effect, you need to only add attack. Okay, that is the best thing that you can put right now because during the update they have increased the slot, but they haven't increased the cap for CAD or CAC or LAC or anything else. The cap is the same. It's just that you need to add more attack. Okay, that's one thing that you need to remember. All right, so as we are all clear which stats are important for Batman Ninja Catwoman, now let's move on to the talents section. So in talents, you need to also add lethal attack, you need to add critical attack damage. Now I have attack over here because that was an epic talent and I did not want to miss it. So critical attack damage, critical attack chance, lethal attack. Okay, then and you can also add armor piercing because she can also deal a lot of damage with that particular stat like armor piercing. But lethal attack, critical attack damage, critical attack chance, no need to add attack. You can add a little bit of armor piercing if you want. If let's say if your Catwoman is at 7 stars or 6 stars, maybe and you have already maxed out the critical attack damage, you have maxed out critical attack chance, you have maxed out lethal attack chance, then you can think about adding armor piercing. Okay, but before adding armor piercing, make sure that you have CAD, CAC, and LAC, which is lethal attack chance. They all three are maxed out, including also FAC, which is fast attack chance. All right, guys, now let's jump into the gears. Now, I think we're not going to dive deep into the exact build of these gears because I've already made a build guide in which I've already shown you guys that what effects, exact, precise effects that you need to add on these slots. You can watch that video. There is a playlist. You will find it on my channel, where I've already built Batman Ninja Catwoman with all exact stats. But now let's talk about the artifact. Now the best two artifacts. The two artifacts are really good for Batman Ninja Catwoman. The first one is already applied, which is Zatanna's puppet. If you don't have Zatanna's puppet, you can also go with dark metal cards. Let's say you even don't have dark metal cards. What you can do now, what to do if you don't have dark metal cards, the best option that remains is, where is it, Claws of Horus. Now as we all know, Zatanna's puppet gives you infinite power. It can do a lot of debuffs on the opponents, like disabling the specials, burning the opponent, and many more. Let's just check. Okay, there is Zatanna's puppet. So basically, if you are using Zatanna's puppet, so the more debuffs you apply on the opponent, the more damage you can do. Take a look at this. The more negative effect on an active opponent will stack 57% attack for each negative effect, which will stack up to 500%. So this is why Zatanna's puppet is the best artifact for Batman Ninja Catwoman. Plus, there are these negative effects that can also be applied by doing a special attack. You do one special two, there will be a negative effect applied. One special three, again a negative effect applied on the opponent. and it lasts for 23 seconds, which is more than enough to do a damage to increase your damage. Okay, now dark metal cards, as we all know, if you, let's say, if you're fighting against a boss or a sub boss who is having increased resistance to critical attacks, then you can use dark metal cards. If you're fighting against someone who is having increased resistance to lethal attacks, then maybe this team is not good for you. Maybe you should use something else. Now, as we also talked about DMC dark metal cards, let's talk about another artifact, which is Claws of Horus. All right, this might not give you a huge boost in your damage with Batman Ninja Catwoman, but this was the first artifact that we had. This is the Azure artifact, one of the very few first artifacts which was actually kind of decent. Now, what it happens is it gives you a 30% chance to stun on swipe attacks. Okay. Plus, it gives you 75% attack stat. Okay. Right away, flat 75% attack stat. Now, this will help you a lot initially because if you're using all blades on Batman Ninja Catwoman, that will really make no sense because you would have to tag in and tag out, and you will lose a lot of damage in that way. But with this particular artifact, you will get a fixed attack stat plus 75%. This is a maxed out artifact. And if, let's say, if you don't have dark metal cards, if you don't have Zatanna's puppet or any other fancy pay to win artifact, if you're a very beginner and you might get this artifact as a free to play player, you just need to rank a little bit higher on the leaderboard in the league rates to get some decent artifact. And once you have Claws of Horus, initially you can use it with Batman Ninja Catwoman without any issues. All right, guys. Now these were the artifacts that can be used with Zatanna. I'm sorry, with Batman Ninja Catwoman. Now let's talk about the gameplay. I'm sorry, let's talk about the teammates. Now, the best team for Batman Ninja Catwoman is going to be Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd and Batman Ninja Robin. Now, Grodd will increase the lethal attack, which will increase the damage eventually, and Robin will give a fast attack chance, a lot fast attack chance, huge amount of fast attack chance, which will increase the combo meter and will also give you a lot of damage in that way. Now, the way you should go over here is that first, there is no need to, if you don't have gears for Robin, it's fine. If you don't have gears for Gorilla Grodd, it's fine. They both can easily be obtained. Robin can be obtained from arena season, and Grodd, there is a chest, Batman Ninja chest. There is a challenge for Grodd as well, a versus challenge. So you can also obtain him from there. So these two are completely free to play characters, which will support Batman Ninja Catwoman, and will increase the damage eventually. Now the way you go is that you do not have to tag in any of those two characters, Robin or Grodd. The full fight has to be played with Batman Ninja Catwoman herself. Okay, you have Zatanna's puppet. That's great. If you don't use dark metal cards, or if you don't have dark metal cards, go for Claws of Horus. All right. So the way it goes is first you go in, you do your basic attacks, you do a special move, you do a super move. Okay. Once you have done the super move, you will get an increased damage, and then you need to do DOT by using a special two. Okay, in that way you will also heal, and you will also apply blind to the opponent, which means that you can combo interrupt. If in case the opponent is also not combo interruptible, you can still combo interrupt them because you have applied blind effect on the opponent. All right, and then after that, you need to do as many basic attacks as possible. Get the combo meter to level to 40 hits at least, bare minimum. And then you can do a special three. And when you see that the DOT is going to run out, then do a special two. So you just keep doing this for the entire fight, and you will see the difference in the damage. Now, Batman Ninja Catwoman, there is one thing that you should know about Batman Ninja Catwoman is that the damage that you used to do before has been nerfed a little bit. Okay, it was nerfed completely before, but then there was an update, which because of which the damage was again increased a little bit. But she's doing decent amount of damage. So let's say if you're fighting against a raid boss which is 1 billion plus health, then Batman Ninja Catwoman will not be able to one shot that particular boss. Okay. So you can use Batman Ninja Catwoman against characters like Horrific Scarecrow in the league raids. You can use Batman Ninja Catwoman against any characters who are not immune to lethal and critical attacks with Zatanna's puppet on her. Okay. And Batman Ninja Catwoman will not give you a billion damage or 1.5 or 2 billion damage, but what she will give you is around, let's say, with a level 5 artifact of a solo raid, you know, and a level 5 or level 6 Zatanna's puppet, she will probably give you at the max 150 million damage. Okay, that's what I'm getting right now with this level of artifact and this build. All right. So yeah, guys. So that was the complete build guide for not build guide. There was a complete guide for Batman Ninja Catwoman. If you have any questions, any doubts, do let me know down in the comments, and I'll be making sure to answer those comments. All right, guys. So thank you for your time. You guys have a great day. Take care and be blessed. Have a good one. Bye bye.